Hi friends, welcome to the rapid revision Chalisa of RBWM. Now as we are starting with Chalisa, you know Chalisa is related with whom? So we'll start with the by taking the name of Hanumanji. Okay? Om Manojavam Marutulla Vegam Jitendriyam Buddhimata Varishtham Vatatmajam Vanaryuth Mukyam Sri Ram Dutta Sharanam Prapadde. As we are starting the Chalisa should be named in the name of Hanumanji. So let's start. Today is the revision. Sure, I'll be covering mainly theory only. Means majorly theory only because the numericals, objective questions that I've covered it in this marathons, right? So let's start with chapter number 1. Characteristics of retail banking. Here, the definition of retail banking as discussed above bring out the following characteristics. So retail banking means what? Banking facilities targeted at individual customers, right? Focus towards the mass market segment covering large population, right? Mass market, individual customers, okay? Offer different liability, asset and plethora of services to the individual customers, right? Different liability and assets and plethora of services. What do you mean by liability asset? You know, liability asset means basically your loans, deposits, okay? And plethora of services means this is other third party. We are selling third party products also. So this is a basic characteristic of retail banking. What are the advantages? So this advantages of retail banking are client base is large, firstly, right? Large client base. Therefore, risk is spread across the customer base. So large client base. Got it? Second, customer loyalty will be strong. Loyalty, see, have you seen any customer going from this bank to that bank because 0.25% interest is here and there? Nobody. Once a customer is in the bank, generally the retail customer stays for lifelong. Okay, so loyalty is strong and customers tend not to change the bank very often. So this is the advantage. Attractive interest spreads, right? Interest spread means what? What is the spread? NII. NII means what? Net interest income means what? NII means basically the interest on the loans minus interest on the deposits. Okay, so that is huge as compared to the corporate banking, isn't it? Next, constraints of retail banking. What are the disadvantages or problems? Large number of customers, right? Large number of clients. This is the main problem. IT systems are not sufficiently robust. There are so many cases. You always hear the cases of that hacking, this hacking, money gone, right? Rapid evaluation of products means products are changing daily, very fast changes, right? Prerequisites of success of retail banking. So what is the prerequisite? Prerequisite means what should be done so that the retail banking succeeds. Presence of efficient delivery mechanism. What is delivery mechanism? Delivery mechanism means you must be able to reach to the clients as per their requirement, right? That's why we have all these alternate channels, physical channels, phone banking, mobile banking, app banking, social media banking, doorstep banking, thousand things we have. Product appropriateness. Appropriateness means what? What is required by the client, we must provide that only. Pricing, right pricing. Pricing means I must give the same rate of interest which is going on in the market. If market is going on with 8% and I'm going 12%, nobody is going to buy my product, isn't it? Scoring models. This is very essential for fastness, stats. CIBIL. Scoring model means CIBIL basically. Because of the scoring models, we are able to deliver the loans very fast. Consumer protection environment. This is a new, not a new now, almost it is 25-30 years now in banking. So the point over here is consumer protection. Means now even if a slight disadvantage is given to the client can go to the consumer forum immediately. So this is the environment, and you have to always focus on this consumer protection. What are the challenges in retail banking? Challenges are basically, see the challenges, consumer protection and pricing, right? Consumer protection is an important part in retail banking. Inadequacy of MIS, right? MIS is mainly inadequate. Why? Because the client base is daily changing. You create an MIS today and tomorrow it changes. Understanding the KYC AML issues, because why KYC AML issues are difficult? Because the problem over here is, if you grow in technology in a good sense, always the cheater or the fraudster will be one step ahead. Whatever you do, the fraudster will be one step ahead. So you prepare 1,000 checks, fraudster will always try to defraud you. Okay? Managing the risk, right? Managing the risk means here KYC AML issues, risk. What are the various risks in banking? Various risks are there. It is related to KYC AML also. It is related to NPS also. So that is also an important part. But retail banking is a good segment because NPS are lesser. Reasons for growth of retail banking segment. Rise of young Indian professional population is growing, and young Indian professionals are growing. India is the only country with less than 35 years as the average age. Economic superpower, we are growing. Increasing purchasing power of the middle class, isn't it? Financial market reforms and engine for economic growth. We are the only growing economy at 6.57% now. So that's why we are the growing engine. What is the future of retail banking? Future of retail banking is growth in the digital banking, rapid. Okay? Rapid growth in the digital banking, right? Second, rapid adoption of blockchain by retail bankers. Blockchain is nowadays there in the banking. What is blockchain? See here, blockchain is a newest technology. It works on BBAA system. Okay? Block, broadcast, then authorize and add. Okay? So it is one of the best technologies. AI, artificial intelligence. We'll study this whenever we come to that topic. Okay? Data science, cyber security is a top priority. See this, all these are the futures. Payment innovation, fast payment methods. Role of big tech in banking industry. Big tech means technology companies. Okay? So that was about chapter number 1. Now role within the bank, unit 2. Okay? What is it? Role within the retail banking or within the banking system. So what is it? Let's see. The main approaches are as follows. SBU, Strategic Business Unit. Now this question will definitely be there in the exam. SBU are autonomous divisions, small enough to be flexible, large enough to exercise the control over most of the factors affecting its long-term performance. Means SBU is like the profit center. You manage your own expenses. Means it's like the house. In our house, what do we have? Each house, like your family, my family, everyone's family. We manage our expenses from where? From our income, isn't it? So same logic is there for SBU. Your branch has to manage the expenses from your income only. Nobody else is going to support you. That's the SBU approach. Here important terms comes with MBO, management by objective. Every SBU works on the term called as MBO, management by objective. Here in MBO what happens? The objective is first decided. That this year's profit of mine should be 20% more. Accordingly, the whole profit is divided and the target is divided to the staff. Okay? So that is SBU approach. Second is departmental approach. Now this is mainly followed in our nationalized banks. Now this SBU approach is followed in foreign banks mainly. Okay, and new private banks. New private banks means HDFC, ICICI, IndusInd. All these follow SBU approach. Foreign banks means all this, Citibank, this HSBC, all these. Okay. Departmental approach. Departmental approach means in here, this is mainly followed in our public sector banks and old age private banks. Rather than dividing on strategic business line or business line, organization can be divided on the basis of the functions. Clearing division, okay? Clearing, cash, we have clearing department, account opening department, so that's departmental. Integrated approach. This is followed in small companies, or you can call it smaller banks. Okay. What does it do? In integrated approach, single person does many jobs. You see in your branches also. Nowadays many of your branches are also following integrated approach. Why? You see in your branches the staff is always lesser. Means single person does the job of clearing also in many branches, rural branches mainly. Single person does the job of cash also, clearing also, transfer also, everything, isn't it? So that's integrated approach, but mainly it is followed in smaller businesses. Okay, smaller banks it is mainly followed. Then retail versus corporate, next chapter, third chapter. I'm covering all the important points. Otherwise you'll say, sir, chapter is big. What? You don't have to study the full chapter. What is required in the exam is to be studied, isn't it? Retail versus corporate. Okay. Now in retail versus corporate, retail banking sector is characterized by three basic characteristics: multiple products, multiple channels, and multiple customer groups. Now what do you mean by this? Multiple products mean various products you are having, like saving, current, FD, liabilities, deposits, loans you have, housing, personal, credit card, consumer, 1,000 types of loans. And third party products you give, insurance, mutual fund, plus others also, right? So basically these are multiple products. Channels means multiple channels. What do you mean by this? It means that you'll be reaching to the customer through branch, DSA, right? Physical channels, BCs, business correspondent, and through alternate channels, through what? Through various this online banking, internet banking, app banking, ATMs, phone banking, right? Call centers, social media, everything. Multiple customer groups. Customer groups are of various types for you, right? You'll be having 70 plus customer also. You'll be having one 10-year customer also, right? Everything. You'll be having the big corporates also, but that is not there in retail. But let's say SMEs also, MSMEs, because they are there in retail. You'll be having the shopkeeper also, right? You'll be having the HNI client also, multiple clients, right? Next, now the models. Business process structure in retail banking, horizontally organized. Here there are four models. Horizontally organized, it is a modular structure using different processes, models for different products, offering end-to-end solutions product wise. Remember this word, product wise. Means the data is shared within the product itself. Home loan data is shared with home loan. Personal loan is shared with personal loan. Home loan data is not shared with personal loan. That is horizontally organized. Vertically organized. This is the best model. Here it's a centralized database, provides functionality across the products with customer database orientation, and centralized customer database is used across products, right? Centralized customer database. So here it's a common database. Home loan data can be used by this home personal loan also, right? It can be used by everyone, right? So that is the point. Next is predominantly horizontally organized model. Now this is like that. Horizontally is 0% data sharing, vertically is 100% data sharing among various products. Predominantly means 30% data sharing, is mostly product oriented with common customer information for some products. For some 30%, थोड़ा सा प्यार हुआ है, थोड़ा है बाकी, isn't it? In predominantly vertically organized model, this is major, right? So in predominantly vertically organized model, common information is available for most of the products, isn't it? Most of the products. Got it? Next. Business approach, domain specific. So first is segmented approach. Segmented means what? All the branches are classified based on the business potential. Okay, business potential. Got it? Then with regards to the retail space and business targeted in these segments of the branches only with the focused marketing strategies. So important part, two words over here are focused marketing strategies and business potential. Remember these two will be there in the exam. Geography based approach, where retail product models are built on the geographies, means South India branches, North India branches, right? Dubai branches, UAE branches, USA branches. Classification based approach means this is rural, semi-rural, urban, semi-urban, all this. Okay. So classification means rural, semi-urban, urban, metro, all these. Product models. What are the various product models in retail banking? Look at these product models. Firstly, what are the various products? Saving, current, FD, term deposit, core banking products. And other than that, we have third-party products, which are not the core banking products, right? So what are the advantages of these products basically? Retail deposits are stable and constitute core deposit, right? Stable. Generally, these retail deposits never go out of the bank, not that much. Okay, they are less interest sensitive or interest insensitive. Means if the interest rate changes by 0.25 year or there, customer doesn't leave. Huh? Less bargaining. Customer doesn't bargain much. Retail customer. Okay, less bargaining. Important points over here. Low cost funds, saving current. CASA is the most low cost funds, right? Effective customer relationship management. You can speak to the customer more often in retail, right? There is a huge means customer is mainly attached to the bank. You see, people find pride. I'm having my account since 30 years in PNB. I'm having my account since 50 years. My grandfather was having the account with SBI. Now I am having. Now my son is having. Daughter is having this. They find pride in this. Okay. Retail asset products. So better yield. Retail asset means what? Your personal loan, home loan, credit cards, right? Two-wheeler loan, car loan, LAS, loan against securities. You name it, you have it. LAP, loan against property. So better yield, improved bottom line, good revenue. Consumer loans are presumed to be lower risk and NPA perception. So consumer loans are of lower risk. Why consumer loans lower risk? Because customers over there are afraid of not getting the loans further. Retail customer is always afraid. You yourself think about yourself only. Will you ever try to miss any EMI? We are afraid of that. So consumers are always afraid of this. Okay. Helps economic revival, helps in economic revival of the overall country, improves the lifestyle, right? TV loans, smart TV loans. Nowadays we are having all these AC loans, right? Other products and services broadly cover the beyond product facilities tagged to the products and services, right? So other products and services broadly cover the beyond product facilities. Other products means which are not the banking products. Okay, means basically your third party or other than the retail assets. So product and services. Next, one set of products like credit cards, debit cards, ATM cards, telephone banking, mobile banking, internet banking. Okay, these are other products. Internet banking, depository. Depository means what? Depository and broking services. Okay, demat and broking. Demat is basically for your this share, keeping the shares, and broking services are for buying the shares. So here you can buy the shares using broking accounts. You can keep the shares in demat accounts. Okay. Distribution of third-party products like life and non-life insurance. Okay. Process models of products and services. There are three dimensions to it. The entire processing is done through in-house resources. Some products are processed in-house. So entire is done in-house. So this is mainly what? This is mainly for PSBs, public sector banks. Entire processing is done in-house. Okay, so this is over here for PSBs. Some products are in-house, some products are outsourced. This is new generation private sector banks. And third approach is outsourcing the entire thing. So that is foreign banks. Okay, so these are the three approaches. Kindly note. What? Completely in-house, public sector banks and old private banks. Some products in-house, some products outside, new generation private sector banks. And completely outsource, foreign banks. Okay. Pricing of the products and services. So Pricing depends on what is the market dynamics, what is the risk perception, return, regulatory advices, both covert and overt. Covert means what? Covert means hidden, and overt means which are open. Okay. This question comes in exam, covert and overt. So pricing of any product depends on this only. Market dynamics, what is going on in the market right now? What is the price going on in the market? Loan rates. Risk perception, what is the risk expected in that loan? Return, regulatory advices. Okay, regulatory advices means what does RBI say about it? What is the return expected? Okay, so that is pricing. Technology. Technology models in retail banking includes, these are in-house, outsource, partially in-house, partially outsourced. Just now what we saw. Okay. Distinction between retail and corporate banking or wholesale banking. What is the distinction? See this. It's like this. Corporate versus retail banking. Now this is a topic actually. Okay. In corporate we have small number of customers. In retail we have large number of customers. Right. Corporate we have narrow client base. Retail we have huge client base. Corporate we have large value transactions. Retail we have small value transactions. Right. Say this. Now it's better. Large value transactions in corporate, here small value. Large number of transactions in corporate. Here also, here in retail also you have large number of transactions. Number is big in both corporate as well as retail. Interbank transactions. So in corporate you have interbank transactions also. Large sum of money. Okay, large sum of money means huge amount is involved. Here smaller sum of money is involved. Interbank markets, right, means it is within bank to bank also. PNB buying funds from SBI, SBI buying from HDFC Bank, HDFC Bank buying from ICICI. Interbank markets. Funds to business undertaking. Now this is called as B2B and this is B2C, business to customer, consumer. Okay. Low cost of processing in corporate, high cost of processing in retail, because we have to open many branches in retail, isn't it? Corporate you don't need that many branches, isn't it? Next is branch profitability. Now see this, before that we'll study some banking. BR Act. Banking is classified under the BR Act 1949. Now what is banking? It is, you know this, getting the deposits and lending it to the customers. That's basically the job of banking. But this is defined in BR Act, Banking Regulation Act 1949. Section 5(1)(c) further defines bank as any company which transacts in the business of banking in India. Okay, business of banking. Got it? Got it? Section C of BR Act defines in detail the types of activities the banks are authorized to carry out. So section 6 defines what job the banking must do. Now what do I mean by this? Tomorrow a bank starts a retail shop selling the grains, not allowed. So it is defined in this BR Act. In terms of section 1A, section 1 of BR Act, no company other than banking company shall use the part or a name as bank, banking, etc. Right? You can't have, I can use my name, Vishal Mantri Banking. You can't use your name. You should be defined as a bank. Only then you will be acting as a bank. Otherwise we are money lenders. Suppose if I take money from somebody and give it to somebody, I can act as a money lender. I am acting, I have a separate license for that. Okay. Section 7(2) states, no firm, individual or group of individuals shall, for the purpose of carrying out any business, use as a part of his name any words other than bank, banking, etc. Right? You can't use it. History of retail banking. Now I'll just give you in short. Complete history is not needed right now. Okay. Phase 1 was between 1770 to 1969. Phase 2 was nationalization phase, 1969 to 1991. Phase 3 was post-liberalization phase. Okay. After 1991, and still it continues. Got it? So 3 phases. Kindly note this: 1770, 1969, 69 to 91, and 91 and above. RRB was established in 1975. Okay, and RRB Act is in 1976. Government decided to set up a committee under the leadership of Sri M. Narasimham to manage the various reforms in the Indian banking. That was in 1991. Narasimham Committee came in 1991, first Narasimham Committee. Okay. Now we come to this profitability part. Profit is an absolute number determined by amount of income above and beyond the cost or expenses an entity occurs, and profitability is a relative one. Now understand the term. This question comes in exam. Profitability is a relative concept. Profit is an absolute number. Very important term. This will be there in exam. Profit is an absolute number. Profitability is a relative concept. Okay. So what is there in profitability? Kindly, I'll explain you in single line. Suppose if I have a 1 lakh profit, I am doing a business, I have a 1 lakh profit. So should I say that I am profitable if I am a small business person? Now if tomorrow Reliance also has, let's say, 1 lakh profit, Reliance company, it will say we had 1 lakh profit this year. Will you say Reliance is profitable? No, because what is the volume of Reliance? Huge. What is the volume of mine? Very small. Okay. So profit is an absolute number. Profitability is a relative one. Return on asset, ROA. Return on asset is determined by the amount of income that it earns on the net interest income. Okay. So ROA means what? Amount of income it earns on its NII. Right. See here, ROA includes, what is the difference between ROA and NII? It is basically income that it earns on its NII. In ROA we include, kindly understand, while calculating ROA, we include your third party products also. Whereas in NII, you don't include third party products. There you include only your interest income from loans versus deposits. Okay. So NII and fees on its services. See this. What did I say? ROA includes NII and fees. Both means third party products. NII income depends partly on the interest rate spread, which is the average interest rate earned on its assets minus average interest rate paid on the liabilities. So NII means spread. Got it? So NII is related mainly to your products, banking products. ROA is related to NII plus third party products. Net interest margin shows how well the bank is earning income on its assets. NIM. What is the formula for NIM? NIM equals to NII upon average total assets. NII upon average total assets. That is NIM. What is net profit? Operating profit minus taxes and interest. Operating profit minus taxes and interest. What are assets? What is this balance sheet equation? Assets equals to liabilities plus capital. This is known as the balance sheet equation. Okay. Leverage ratio. What is the leverage ratio? Bank assets upon capital. Leverage. Okay. What is the ROE? ROE equals to ROA into leverage ratio. Kindly note this. ROA into leverage. This question will be there in exam. ROE equals to ROA into leverage ratio. Okay. Net income upon bank assets into bank assets upon capital. So ROE equals to net income upon bank capital. Got it? Strategies for improving efficiencies in banking operations. Means how do I increase my profitability? Business realignment means I must always think, how can I increase my business as such? How can I reduce my cost? Channel optimization means how do I reach to the customers through various other channels? Online, social media, physical, which is profitable. Process cost. Okay, what is the cost of the overall process, banking process? Staff productivity. What are the returns this staff is giving me? Technology. What is the level of technology I am at? Have I adopted the latest technology? Vendor management. What are my suppliers? Are my suppliers giving me better deals? Okay. Product bundling and relationship pricing. So what is product bundling? It means I must be able to cross-sell the products more to the customers. Means what? Cross data sharing, cross bank data sharing. It means what? Cross-selling the products to various same customer. I am cross-selling various products. So cross-selling and upselling, kindly note, upselling means it is selling the higher end products. Building a 360-degree customer view means looking at the customer from all the angles, not only one saving account. We must look at that customer from saving, current, loans, everything. We must try to sell as much as possible. Sophisticated customer segmentation. So sophisticated means which is purely related to our profits. What are the factors affecting profitability of banks? Macroeconomic factors, positive to GDP growth, negative to inflation growth. If my GDP grows, my bank will also grow. If my inflation grows, my bank will not grow. Okay. Now let's focus on module B. Customer requirement. Quantum of loans. Quantum of loan is either related to the product or to the income of the individual. The quantum is expressed as 12 times the monthly income. In case of personal loans, means loans for personal expenses, personal loan. So 12 times the monthly, 4 times